Okay, dokey, I am back. And I've cleaned it up about as good as I'm going to clean it up. Now, I know that's going to freak a lot of people out because there will be some people that end up watching this video that, actually I could have cleaned up that grease fitting, I'll do that a little bit, that are going to be like, that's not clean, you know. And I've seen people spend a lot of time making something look like brand new, but a lot of people would have spent a lot of time making this as pretty as possible. And I would say that for me at least, and that's just me, your mileage may vary or will vary, for me, the tooling is not the hobby. The tooling is a means to an end. So I'm not going to spend an exorbitant amount of time worried about the tooling. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to keep it lubricated because it's expensive and I don't want to replace it if I can help it. But at the same time, I'm not going to obsess over it. I've seen people do that in woodworking where, you know, for all intents and purposes, their hobby is the tools in the shop. They spend all their time cleaning and purdying up their shop, and instead of actually ever doing anything or actually making anything. The only thing they make is shop jigs for things that they never make. But anyhow, there was a, it reminds me, bunny trail on that. There was a guy years ago on a forum that I frequented that was retired fella, and he had his shop, his wood shop was so incredibly spit clean. You could go out there and there wasn't a piece of sawdust anywhere. And from what I could see, the only thing he ever did was make shop fixtures and jigs to make other things out of MDF and then clean it up immediately. So I never saw him do anything. So for him, that's fine. I mean, that's what he wanted to do. The shop itself was his hobby, not making furniture or doing whatever. In my case, you know, it's not my hobby. It's, to me, tools are a means to an end. So, you know, and that's all they are. Did I get down in here good? So I'm going to take care of them, but I'm not going to obsess over them. In any case, I'm going to make some noise again with the compressor. In any case, I feel like I've done enough on this. I know this looks ratty, but it's flat and cleaned off. And all the gears are cleaned off and ready to go back in. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this bad boy. Now I'm probably going to really freak some people out because I'm going to use white lithium grease. Yeah, buddy. Maybe somebody can tell me why I shouldn't, but I've been using it for years on my chucks. At one point, you know, one of my chuck manufacturers, an American chuck, you know, recommended packing it with white lithium, and I've kind of been doing that ever since on all of my chucks, scroll chucks or, you know, 4-jaws or whatever. So, and I've not had a problem yet. Not saying I won't, but I'm going to use white lithium. And if you know, or there's a scientific reason or a good reason not to, I mean, it's high temperature, it's rust prohibitive. So for me, it seems like the best thing to use. Now, if I'm wrong and there's a reason why I shouldn't use it, and someone that knows watches this video, you know, please let me know why, and just don't tell me, well, you shouldn't because maybe give me some sites, or cite some places that I can go and read about it. Because like I said, I've been doing it for years and it's never hurt me yet. At one point in my life, I did work as a professional machinist, but that was so many years ago. And I cannot even begin to tell you how much I forgot since not doing it for years. But even back then, we were using white lithium for a lot. So if there's a good reason, other than me sitting here rambling, on why I shouldn't use it, a good technical reason, if somebody would let me know, that'd be awesome. Until then, I'm going to keep using it. Also, I'm planning on continuing making videos. Get a lot of woodworking videos, actually. But if somebody happens to watch this, or some people happen to watch this and can think about a reason why they would want to see all the, like, cleaning this thing up and doing all that mundane stuff, if I should video that, you know, let me know. A lot of times, I guess people could fast forward, but a lot of times when I'm watching videos, you know, that is really kind of just like boring. But again, your mileage may vary, and maybe the process teaches somebody how somebody would do something, and it adds value. I don't know. But anyhow, so I'm just kind of packing this down with some of this white lithium grease, trying to get some good coverage in here, especially in the bearing. I noticed that there's a hole in there, so you got a grease fitting on the opposite side of this. There's a hole down in this that allows grease to get into here, into this bearing also. So besides on this flat plane. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, so let's put this guy in, and I think we're just going to go ahead and get a lot of grease here in the teeth. Sorry if I'm working out of frame. I'm paying more attention to the gear than I am the reference monitor. So there's a chance that I am working out of frame, and if so, I apologize. I just want to get decent coverage without getting so much in there it's ridiculous. Because then you gotta have grease squeezing out. And this thing, I don't think it'll squeeze out. It'll just keep me from closing it. Okay, you're going down like that. Now we got plenty of grease there, but let's get some more around here. So again, I'm just greasing this up, getting ready to put it in with white lithium, and I know somebody is just gritting their teeth right now, probably calling me all kinds of names. Let's kind of seat that. All right, gotta clean off the top of this where we can see our little zeros. Okay, so here we are. Let's try and move this stuff. And I'm still keeping reference of this. And again, I don't know if it matters whatsoever. I'm just am. So, gears. Let's go ahead. Now this gear, you know what? Oh man. Okay. Yeah, somebody's laughing, I know. Just hush up. It would have been nice to put this gear in first, but whatever. Okay, so let me keep doing this. Yeah, that's called fighting yourself, not paying attention. Okay, so let's drop this little dumpling in here, and I'm drop meant literally. Okay, clean off the top, and there's our dot. I don't know if you can see it, but it's much well defined. I mean, much better defined now that the rust is gone off of it. You can definitely see it a lot better without hunting it like I did previously. We're going to go ahead and put this one in, and we'll align it. You got to be careful though, because a lot of this is not the actual dot. It's just rust marks. See, there's the dot right there, the punch mark. Okay, let's see, are they opposing each other as close as I can get them? Why, yes they are. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, you know what? I almost didn't put this in. Jeez. Yeah, more people yelling at me. You forgot the bearing washer, stupid. Okay, in my defense, I did it. I got it now. Okay, so let's find the zeros, and we're going to try to align this. Right there. Did I miss on this side? This side's perfect. The question is, did I miss on this side? No. Okay. I don't think, let me get it in a fresh paper towel. I don't think you'll be able to see this. Maybe. The monitor that I'm using is not showing me really what's going on like the monitor when I actually look at the video will show. So I don't exactly know what you're seeing. Nope, I missed it. Look, there it is. It's one tooth off. This one's perfect. Okay. Rotate one tooth back down. How we doing? Perfect. Perfect. I'm looking at this one real close to make sure that I'm not looking at a false dot, because there was a lot of rust there. So I'm checking the rest of the gearing to make sure there's not another dot. And there's not that I can see. That looks totally defined to me. This one looks totally defined to me. So dot to zero exactly. Dot to zero exactly. So the teeth with the dots line perfectly up with the zero marking. So just let's try and, because this thing, okay, it feels good. Well, there's still a rough spot right there, but that could be because I don't have the backing on that holds these pieces in place. So let's see what rotates here. So we have rotation on this and inside this. Nothing on the outside. So we're going to grease. We're going to grease Again, trying to pay attention to the reference monitor. We're going to grease inside here and these guys. So we're going to, so this is where that felt washer hits. We'll put some grease in there, and then we'll put some grease in here like so. You don't want to get, I don't think you want to get crazy here, because again, you know, grease has a thickness to it, and if we put too much grease in here, as tight as this thing was, it may keep it from closing. So we want to be careful. When I say closing, I'm talking about fitting together as tightly as it was. So while I'm greasing this up, I need to keep mindful of that, because I do not want to run into an issue where I can't get this thing together. Okay, and I can always pump more grease in it, right? I mean, I got a grease fitting there. I got a grease gun that also has white lithium in it. So yell at me if you want. No, get a little better down here. Okay, so I feel like I'm pretty well greased up here. I can probably add a little more on top of the gear. I've got a lot down there where the felt is. I just want a thin layer here, I think. Let's see, I'm getting it where I don't want it. Okay, so now we gotta do the harder one, which is the big wheel. Okay, so we'll set that up here. We'll set that up here. That's heavy. Then we're gonna grab this piece. Now, I did clean up this some. I didn't really, you know, I cleaned up this some, but again, I didn't get crazy with it. I don't see any burrs, but just in case, I'm gonna annoy you with the air hose again. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and grease this gear some. Okay, again, to get crazy with the grease, that'll mean I'll have to clean up a lot of squeeze out. So I'm just trying to get it coated fairly well. Again, I can use a grease gun to do a better job here in a little bit. So I am just trying to get some coverage, and then we're gonna spin it by hand. See how we're feeling about it. Okay, so now this area here does get grease. We're going to go ahead and grease that up. Over here and get a little grease in here. And we'll get more in there, but okay, so that's good. So now we're going to take this little guy here and this guy here, and we are going to put So I still don't know what these markings are for. So there is a mark on, I don't think it was this one, was on there. I just don't see that this, and I may be proven wrong here very quickly, but I don't see where it matters where this goes, but it might. We're gonna find out. That's actually tight. Does that mean I'm not on correctly? I don't see any markings here. Dang, gotta give it credit, that's a tight fit. This is what I was telling you, I'm getting grease everywhere. Okay, so will this thing rotate all the way around without getting crazy? Oh yeah, she's rotating smooth as can be. So, see all the grease that's squeezed out? What I'm talking about, you know, instead of over greasing this, where I could have, you know, just totally dished it out, I was somewhat conservative with the grease because I can put more in with a grease gun. So, trying to get the grease off of the non-grease parts. Okay, here we are. The dots are, it's interesting, the dots aren't lined up. Where's the zeros? Boom and boom. Okay, dots are lined up. Put just a little bit of grease on this felt. Okay, I think we're good to do this. I don't know what you guys think, all one of you. But I think we're going to flip this puppy over and put it on. And then we'll flip it back over and use the bolts to tighten it down. And then the next problem is going to be torque. I don't know how much torque to put on it. They were pretty damn tight. So I may put 80, 100 pounds on. I don't know. We'll see. Get my small torque wrench out. I have two torque wrenches. I have one that's like this big, you know, and I have one that's like this big. Can't even see, it's off the monitor. So I'd rather not use the really big one. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get this thing on here, or try to. We're gonna try to line her up. Oh, don't do that. Now, I don't know if I should. Yeah, she's going. You gotta give this thing credit. This damn thing's tight. Flip it over. Yow easy. Who didn't know that was gonna happen? Yow. Okay, a little too aggressive on the turning over. Oh yeah, that's so smooth. We fixed it. Okay, quit celebrating and finish the job. I didn't clean these guys out, but they're gonna get so much mess all over them. They didn't mark their locations either, so I'm assuming it doesn't matter. There's the other one. Okay, we are going to do a pattern tighten on this like it's an old Volkswagen tire. I say that because I think I remember there were 4 bolts. I may be wrong. See that sucker tighten down? Annoying noise, isn't it? Okay. Need to get in there and clean that guy out. That grease fitting. Okay, I see some grease down there. How are we feeling? Oh, dude, that's so sweet. Oh, that feels good. Smooth, consistent. Not even close to what it was. Yep. Feeling good, feeling good. Okay. Let me dig up my torque wrench, and I'm just going to tighten these down real quick, probably 80-100 pounds each, and then I'm going to in the vise, and then I'll come back. I've got to put these guys in, and then we'll move over to the lathe. Actually, I'm probably going to, just to let you know, I'm probably going to wire brush these first. And then we'll move over to the lathe and get it on there. And before I do that, I'll bring you back and we'll get it on there, and then we'll do some test measurement real quick and see if we got a lot of run out, or if it's how smooth it's running on the lathe. I'll tell you, if I could have got them studs out, I almost would have machined that back plate to my lathe, but whatever. I mean, so I could put a dial indicator on my spindle with a thing that this thing's going to sit flush against, and it's less than, way less, like half a 10,000ths. I mean, it's really, really almost no run out whatsoever. So it's flat. It's flat and consistent on both sides. So I'm happy with my spindle. So I don't feel like that's going to be a problem. So I'm not worried about that. Anyhow, let me find my torque wrench and get this thing torqued. And then we'll put these, I'll clean these pieces real quick, and then I'll meet you at the lathe.